My name is Nell Summers. I'm the artistic director here at Comedy Playhouse, and thank you so much for coming out and joining us. It means the world to us that you're supporting local theater, and more importantly, that you're supporting us. So just a few little housekeeping things we're going to take care of before we start. There are entrances and exits at the front and rear of the theater. They work both ways. You can exit or enter out of both. We're fancy that way. And the front is, there's water, there's soda, there's candy, there's chips, everything's $1. Buy something! Thank you. And if you happen to put more than $1 in, that's okay. We have to replenish our chip and water stock because some of us come here directly from work, and that is our starving actors' diet. It doesn't work very well. Some of us are getting scurvy and rickets. So help pay for our medical insurance. So go ahead, slip a couple extra bucks back there. The wine, as I think that we mentioned and you guys have noticed already, is free. Please have a glass. Cheers to our theater friends. The more you drink, the funnier we are. Well, they are. I don't have to do the show they do, so yeah, just drink more for their sake. And then I'll be telling a couple of other things, speaking about a couple other things at intermission. But the bathrooms are located, right? Don't we wish there was more than one bathroom? The bathroom is located down the hall and to the right. This is Dover Road by A.A. Milne. Same author, they wrote Winnie the Pooh. This is not your child's poo. Right. Exactly. Sorry, this is nothing like Winnie the Pooh. We've set it in a different time. It's a little more modern, and there's lots of twists and turns and relationships that go crazy and a crazy, eccentric. Well, you know what? I'll just let you watch the show. All right. So sit back and relax, Dover Road, and relax and enjoy Dover Road.
Is the blue room in the east wing ready?
Yes, Mr. Dominic.
Is the white room in the north wing ready?
Yes, Mr. Dominic.
The procedure will be as before.
Yes, Mr. Dominic.
See to it I have no fault to find. That will do.
Hello. 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 Goodness. Is this an hotel? Am I sure for a well, we've been delayed on the road, you see. He said we could. Saunders, this can't be the place. Perhaps you could tell us something.
Saunders has gone, Leonard.
What the devil?
Saunders was correct, my lord. This is a sort of hotel.
Saunders left as soon as you got out of the car, dear. Are you sure?
Saunders was correct, my lord. This is a sort of hotel.
Yes, but what the devil's happened to him?
He's around the garage, the door's open. Won't your lordship and her ladyship please come in?
Under the circumstances.
I'm sure it'll be quite all right if it's just for one night, dear.
You can't things up just for tonight.
Won't your lordship and her ladyship please come in? Allow me, my lord.
Dashed rummy sort of hotel. You can get us something to eat, yes?
Supper will be served in 5 minutes, my lord.
Do you know who we are?
I have not the pleasure, my lord.
Then why do you call me milady?
My dear.
His lordship, men's your ladyship, was his wife.
So you recognize him by sight?
I know his lordship's rank, not his lordship's name.
By rank? What the devil do you mean by that?
Supper will be served in 5 minutes.
It's a dash of rummy sort of hotel.
I don't like it.
Nonsense, dear.
It's as if they expected us.
My dear child, how could they? In any real sense, we should have been to Calais, well, Dover by this time, yes?
Yes, but why aren't we?
But you know, Saunders, the fool of a chauffeur, a series of unfortunate accidents.
Do you usually have these unfortunate accidents, Leonard?
My dear Anne, you're not telling me you think I've done this on purpose, yes?
No, but why tonight of all nights?
I know it's damned annoying missing the boat, but we'll get it tomorrow morning. And we'll be in Paris tomorrow night.
But tomorrow night makes all the difference. I hate every hour we spend together like this in England.
I don't see why.
Well, I told you if we were going to run away together, it was all or nothing. I wanted no lies or pretenses or evasion. Just seems less sorted to begin our new life together in a new country. Perhaps the French for what we're doing isn't quite as crude as the English. I know it's absurd of me, but there you are.
Now, do you mind if I smoke?
Why do men always smoke? Even up to the minute of eating, can't you breathe naturally for 5 minutes?
Well, I beg your pardon.
Oh, I beg yours.
You are all to bits.
I think it's nerves.
Nerves? Nonsense. My Anne with nerves. Now, if it had been Eustasia...
Really, Leonard, I think we ought to leave your wife out of the conversation.
I beg your pardon.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps we're all alike, we women.
Nonsense. It's blasphemy, Anne, but darling.
Your Anne's not a bit like anyone else.
Darling.
Not a bit like anyone else, even when your Anne is cross.
Darling.
And you love your Anne?
Oh, darling.
No. It's time to smoke. Do you have matches here?
Matches.
Oh.
Ridiculous, man. It's far too large. How did he do?
I don't know. Well, he does think that I'm your wife. Don't wives light their husbands' cigarettes anymore?
You know what, Anne? I believe you're right. I think there's something odd about this place.
So you do feel it now.
What did he mean when he said that he knew my rank but not my name?
Perhaps he's like Sherlock Holmes and he looked inside your cap and read the embroidered cornet.
What do you mean? There's nothing inside my cap.
No, dear, there's nothing inside your cap at all. It's a joke, dear.
And the table laid? Only the one table, though.
Yes, but it's set for 3. They weren't expecting us.
Yes. Must be some new fad in hotels. Some new stunt of Harrods. Oh, what's that new fellow's name? Hilton. Yes, Country House. Oh, Anne, what would you like to drink? Can I have a wine?
Bollinger, 1937, has been ordered, my lord.
Order?
Please forgive Mr. Latimer. He asked you to forgive him not being here to receive you. He'll be down in 2 minutes.
Mr. Latimer? Who the devil's Mr. Latimer? Excuse me. Is this an hotel?
It's a sort of hotel, my lord. I assure you there's no mistake. Thank you, my lord.
Oh, thank you.
You should be showing your room, my lady.
Oh, no, thank you. Interesting man, Herod. Or is it Hilton?
Look here, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Oh, why bother? Mr. Latimer will be here in 2 minutes.
Mr. Latimer? He just made it. Who the devil is Mr. Latimer?
Leonard, do you always plan something so fascinating when you elope? Don't get me wrong, I find it quite romantic of you, but don't you think the mere running away together is enough just at first? Escaping the cold, cloudy England and running away to the warm, sun-filled south? Why do you have to bring in this mysterious inn? And this mysterious Mr. Latimer? Who? Don't you think you should have saved them for a time when the poetry had run thin and we were starting to get to know each other better?
My dear Anne, I ask you again, do you really think I arranged all this?
Well, somebody did.
Mr. Latimer.
Good evening, my friends. I hope you don't mind my being announced in my own home, but I find it saves so much trouble. I mean, if I had come out and said, I am Mr. Latimer, you would have been compelled to say that you are, well, such and such as you. Oh. I find it so much easier without names.
You excuse me, but...
But, as you were just about to say, we need to call each other something.
Yes, well.
I think I shall call you Leonard. Yes, there is something definitely Leonard-esque about him, don't you think?
Yes. Oh, well, I'm wondering if this is really happening or whether I'm dreaming it.
Leonard isn't wondering at all. He just standing behind me, tapping his forehead with that expression on his face.
You will excuse me, sir. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Latimer. But if you are not mad, then I will ask you for some other explanation for all this nonsense.
Quite an impetuous fellow, this man. But it must be obvious to everyone else in the room that an explanation is forthcoming. And why shouldn't it be a friendly one? Following a friendly meal?
Are we your guests?
Please.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, but there is still the question of names. Now we have settled on Leonard.
My name is Anne.
Thank you, Miss Anne.
My wife.
Oh, then I am tempted to drop the miss.
Look here.
But that is something we will look into, should I choose to. And now, my friends, supper. Anne, if you will. There we are. And, please.
Thank you.
A little fish, a bird, something sweet. Enough to drink, not too much to eat. I composed that in my bath this morning.
Oh.
And this wine, my dear, has been waiting for you since 1937.
Oh.
A toast, my new friends, to a happy ending.
A happy ending.
You're not drinking, Leonard. Perhaps you wish the adventure to end poorly like the modern novel?
I don't understand the beginning of it. You agree with me, but I don't. Still, I don't see how you come into it. Who are you?
Our host, Leonard.
Well, so it seems, my dear. But in that case, how did we come here? My chauffeur said that this was a hotel. Your man assured me when I asked him that this was a hotel, and now it seems we're at a private house. And moreover, we have been expected. And if you don't mind my saying, this seems to be a rather unusual sort of house. And I tell you again, I don't understand it.
I understand your problem.
Nor am I accustomed to being called Leonard by a perfect stranger.
And so, Leonard, what you are saying is, who is this man Latimer?
Yes.
And, is he known? Is he perhaps one of the Hammersmith Latimers, or perhaps part of the evening branch?
But what does it matter?
Oh, I know. But then again, you liked the fish. Leonard didn't.
I find no fault with the fish. You seem to have an excellent cook.
Well, then I beg your pardon, and I thank you. His lordship liked the fish.
Thank you, sir. I'll inform the cooks then.
Good. Admit the bird, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
You would excuse me, sir. We really must be getting on our way. I imagine we're not far from Dover.
On the Dover Road, actually.
Yes, so if we could have instructions given to my chauffeur, that would be...
Well, Dominic,
Yes, sir.
would you find a more comfortable chair for his lordship? He's been uneasy in this one all through the fish.
Yes, sir. I beg your pardon.
Yes. Same chap.
Prosit! I do enjoy these little ceremonies between the courses, don't you?
I am enjoying my supper.
I am so glad. And now to the chicken. I shot the chicken myself.
Oh.
Well, it shot at me first. Dominic,
Yes, sir.
what is the chicken?
Poulet and casserole with mushrooms, sir.
Poulet in casserole with mushrooms. I shot the mushrooms as well. And now, Leonard, let me introduce your chicken to you. Oh, surely not another chair.
This farce has gone on long enough. I do not intend to sit through an entire meal without some explanation. Now, we will have that explanation now, or else, Andy, or else we should get on our way.
Yes. But what is your way?
The Dover Road. I imagine we're not far from there.
Dover Road. The Dover Road. It's a dangerous road, my friends, if you're traveling in the dark.
Really, Mr. Latimer, that needn't frighten us.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a new road for you, Anne, an untraveled road.
Well, nonsense. You see, it's often been this way, haven't you, my dear?
No, but I'm not afraid, Mr. Latimer.
Dominic! Supper is over. His lordship liked the chicken too much to eat it. And he adored the mushrooms in silence.
Yes, sir.
Please tell the cook, shall we? Now, where would you like to sit, Miss Lamb?
Oh, right here. That's nice.
There. And you, sir, we must find a particularly comfortable chair for you. You're never picky about your chair. Perfect. Back corner. Oh, there we are now. Right, those are the other ones.
I shall sit here.
And now we're ready for
We are waiting, Mr. Latimer.
And I am waiting for your questions, Leonard.
While Leonard is thinking of a question, may I ask one?
Please.
When we first arrived, the table was set for 3. For whom were the other 2 places intended?
Why, for you and Leonard.
So you knew we were coming?
Of course. Saunders had his instructions.
What the devil do you mean by that?
Oh, Leonard, you're in the wrong chair again. It is difficult to be properly indignant in that chair. Perhaps if you... I don't know, maybe...
Right.
Better? Now, as you were saying,
You mean to tell me that you had the audacity to bribe my chauffeur?
no, Leonard, no. What I'm telling you is you had the foolhardiness to hire my friend Saunders as your chauffeur.
Well, who is Saunders?
Saunders is Joseph's brother. I don't know if you noticed him. He's the fellow that helped you out of the car.
How dare you interfere in my concerns in this way, sir?
Before you tell us how you dare, I would like to know why you're so interested in us. Who are you?
No more than Mr. Latimer. And my interest in you is perfectly impersonal. I'm interested in you because you travel the Dover Road. It's a dangerous road.
Well, I don't think I asked you to be so interested in me.
No one ever does. And yet I am. I'm interested in all my fellow travelers. It's my hobby.
And?
The door is locked, Leonard.
Ah! Then I shall give you 1 minute in which to open it.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
His lordship's face is just a little close to mine. Do you mind? Thank you, Dominic.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to get to the hospital today?
The young gentleman here on very quite nicely, sir. I was able to take on some bread and milk this morning, sir.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear. Nothing solid yet, though?
Not so, sir, but his jaw is still very tender.
Thank you, Dominic.
Yes.
He was another impetuous fellow. He was running away with a woman named... Oh, gosh, what was her name? It was so terrible, his name. I think he called her Pussy. She had several children. She was a Libra.
Was that a little display of force you were showing us just now?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Look, Joseph and Jacob were both junior champions in their day. And Dominic, he is an extra heavy faller. He rarely has to follow the same person twice. I find it, if it's all understood at the beginning, it's so much easier.
Mr. Latimer, I can assure you that this is not a flight of fancy. And we know our own minds. And I ask you, as a gentleman, please unlock the front door.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Anne.
So we are to be kept here by force.
Need we say that? I prefer to think that your trip to France has been postponed so that you may spend a few days with a friend.
I prefer to say force.
Well, I do not dictate your words to you, Leonard. Your motions for the time being, yes. And so we shall say force.
So we are your prisoners, in fact.
Within the extent of my house.
And if my wife were to go out to the front door tomorrow morning, your fellow conspirators would lay hands upon her and stop her.
Now, why would your wife want to go out the front door tomorrow morning? I mean, what would she be doing in the garden in November? Please be reasonable.
I do it, but suppose you wish to go down to the police station.
Oh, do you, Anne?
Well, could I?
Oh, my. If you stood on Leonard's shoulders, you might just reach the top of the garden wall. Oh, one moment, I have a phone call. Yes. Yeah. Oh, my. Well, thank you. Oh, sorry. That was Dominic. He's informed me that someone has lost the keys to the garden gate of Paris of Saigon.
It's monstrous, is what it is.
Well, yes, it is. But we can't just keep on saying that. Here we are, and here we must stay, apparently. But I would still like to understand, why are you so eager for our company? Who are you?
You have the advantage of me now, sir, but you shall not always have it. The time will come when I shall demand satisfaction for this gross insult to myself.
And dear Anne, of course.
Yes, the insult to myself and my wife.
No, not your wife.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I mistaken? I thought you two were running away together.
Oh, there's no reason to be ashamed, Leonard. You're right, Mr. Latimer. We're running away together.
Of course. And why not? Oh, Leonard, you're not ashamed, are you?
I object to this interference in my personal affairs by
I know it's interfering. It's damnably interfering. But I only do so because I want you both to be happy.
I can look after my own happiness, thank you very much.
And Anne's?
She will be good enough to believe it.
I am not a child. You think I haven't thought about the good name I'm going to lose and the position of that other woman? I've thought of it all.
There is one thing you haven't considered yet, Anne.
Oh, Mr. Latimer, you're old-fashioned, and I'm afraid you're going to speak to me of morality.
No, I'm not.
You are a bachelor who lives behind these high walls which keep the world out, and you believe whatever the fairy books tell you, that once a man and a woman are married, they live happily ever after.
No, I don't.
And I am the wicked woman who comes between the happy husband and wife and breaks up the happy home. Is that it, Mr. Latimer?
Happy home? Rubbish! This is my first real chance at happiness.
Oh, his first real chance at happiness? The very words he used when he proposed to Eustasia.
That's really true. What?
Now, may I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Eustasia will divorce you.
You shall not defend the suit.
And you shall marry Anne.
Another insult. I shall not forget it.
Well, I beg your pardon, sir. I was only looking for an answer.
He will marry me.
And then, in the words of the fairy books, you shall live happily ever after.
Well, I venture to say that I should do my best to...
And then, in the words of the fairy books, you shall live happily ever after. I live behind these high walls, and I am old-fashioned, and you are modern. You don't believe in the fairy books, and yet you shall live happily ever after.
I don't see what you're driving at.
Anne does.
I take the risk, Mr. Latimer.
It's such a risk. Please. I am not as old-fashioned as you may think. I am not as out of the world. If I was, would I know about you? Would I have brought you here? Oh, my friends. Marriage is an art. It's a profession all unto itself. And what are you doing running off to a profession with a man whose only qualification for the profession is that he's tried it once? Made a damn hash of it.
Really, sir?
Is it true?
Well, I did. Don't wish to say anything against Eustasia.
Go on, man. Life's too short to be a gentleman all the time.
I shall say not even Saint Michael and all his angels could have made a go of it. And not even Saint Michael.
And yet you chose her.
Well,
I am not being moral, Anne. I am a very wealthy man. And I have it on good account that it is very difficult to be a very wealthy man and a good man. And so I try to spend my money in ways that make other people happy. You may say I should have tried to get Leonard not to marry Eustasia in the first place. I have done so in the past. I have a couple here whose probation is just ending. They're leaving me tomorrow. They arrived here a week ago thinking they were very much in love. I've tried to show them to each other in the most unromantic of lights. I've shown him to her when he is surly and angry. I've shown her to him when she has lost her sense of self and her sense of humor. Sometimes the engagements are broken off. And sometimes they are married and live happily ever after. And so when I hear of two people traveling the Dover Road such as you are this evening, I intervene. I ask, in the words of the fairy book, will you live happily ever after?
Your intentions may be good, sir. I repeat, as your interference is utterly unwarranted, and as you find that the influence of your money is very small.
Well, as far as influence, I have none. But as far as power, my dear Leonard, if I were to offer you £100,000 to leave tonight and return to your wife, this young lady would see you.
Of all the damnable things to say.
The truth is often damnable. Think about it, Leonard. For a poor man, save for your position, think of all the things you could do with £100,000. Roll it over in your mind again, and again, and again.
Vote for me. caviar?
Is this the part of the treatment where I'm shown my lover as a mercenary?
No, Joanne. If that were part of the treatment, there would be no marriages at all. It wasn't a genuine offer. Leonard, the offer is off. You needn't think of it anymore. And I'm afraid you mistake me. I do not wish to separate you by force. I haven't the right.
How modest you are suddenly.
Amazing.
Beware of jealousy, Leonard. I'm receiving attention from another man.
Yeah.
All part of the treatment, Mr. Latimer.
You are a stump. I'm afraid you mistake me. I do not say to you that you cannot travel the Dover Road. I do not say to you that you have no right to happiness, or that Leonard must stay with his lawfully wedded Eustasia. I do not waste my time, my money, or my breath supporting the sanctity of an unhappy marriage. You see, I was raised in the sanctity of an unhappy marriage. Even as a child, I knew all about it. All I'm asking, Anne, is that you wait a bit before running off to marriage with a husband who is perfectly useless at being a husband.
Well, I don't know if that's quite fair.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. You've never made a happy marriage yet, have you?
I don't wish to say anything against Eustasia.
Aren't you saying it every day? Aren't you screaming it? Why else are you here? And don't try to tell me that it is all Eustasia's fault. Well, and don't try to tell me that it will be all Anne's fault next year.
Next year?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I should have said the year after.
I'm going to bed. How long would you like us to stay?
Can you spare a week? It was so many years.
I wrote a note to my father telling him what we were doing. I don't see him very often, but I thought it polite. Does that interfere with your plans at all?
Not at all. You see, there was some confusion in the delivery of your note. Your father's under the impression that you're staying with friends in Kent. Wonderful thing.
Well, I congratulate you on the precision of your methods.
You are retiring?
Yes.
Dominic,
Yes, sir.
her ladyship will retire.
Without prejudice.
You are prejudicing me entirely.
This way.
Thank you.
So, Leonard, did you write a note for your father?
You ought to know. You seem to have your conspirators everywhere. Saunders and Anne's maid and God knows who else.
Oh, my. It's money, Leonard. Nothing else. It's a pity you refused my offer of £100,000. With that kind of money, you could have bribed the Archbishop of Canterbury to curse me. Well, a week here won't do either of you any harm. Did you care for a drink?
No, I'm not at all sure I ought to drink in your house.
You'll be awfully thirsty by the end of the week. Please. Yes, sir.
I do this, as I do everything in your house, under protest.
Your protest is duly noted, sir.
As I have said previously, your conduct is perfectly outrageous.
And as I have said previously, you cannot do moral indignation. Well, not from that chair. Do you remember what happened last time?
Perfectly outrageous. I should go to bed. As soon as I've drunk this.
You wouldn't be interested in a game of billiards?
No, I'm not at all interested in the game of billiards.
You may be interested in the young couple I have under my roof.
I am not interested in your earlier crimes.
I think you will be interested in these.
I assure you, I am not.
Well then, breakfast? is at 10 o'clock in here.
Then I shall eat it.
Under protest. Yes, we know. You leaving us then?
Yes. Goodbye.
Well, I will say good night.
Yes.
This way, my lord.
Yes, thank you.
Now, my little friend, the game is afoot.
Thank you, Eustasia.
Just another
No, thank you, Eustasia.
Oh, just a teeny tiny weeny slice. If it's Eustasia butters it for him.
I finished my breakfast, darling.
Another cup of coffee?
No, thank you, Eustasia.
Oh, just a teeny tiny weeny cup. If it's Eustasia pours it out for her very own Nicholas and puts the sugar in with her own little fingers.
No more coffee, thank you.
Then he shall sit in a more comfy chair and smoke his nasty horrid cigarettes, which he loves so much better than his Eustasia. He doesn't really love them better, does he?
Of course not.
Kiss it to show that he doesn't.
Don't be a baby.
And give me your case. There. She doesn't really think they're nasty, horrid cigarettes. And she's ever so sorry she said so. Ah!
What is it?
Oh, Nicholas never had an apple.
Oh, no thanks, I don't want one.
Oh, but he must have an apple. It's so good for him. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And you must keep the doctor away, darling. Or else Eustasia would be miserable.
I've really finished my breakfast, darling.
Not even if she pees it for him?
I assure you I've had all I want.
Sure?
Quite sure. Where are you going to sit?
Ah! Nicholas is here. And his Eustasia sits next to him.
Of course.
Shall his Eustasia light a cigarette for him?
I think I'm quite capable of doing it myself, darling. Eustasia.
Yes, darling.
We've been here a week.
Oh, a wonderful, wonderful week together. And soon we'll have to leave this place where we've been so happy together. And go out into the world together.
A week. And in this week, we've had all of our meals alone, together.
Alone together.
How at 4 meals a day, that's 24 meals.
24.
And at every one of those meals, you've asked me at least 4 times to have something more when I'd already said I didn't want anything. Or in other words, you've forced me to say no thank you, Eustasia, 96 times more than is necessary.
Nicholas!
Now, we're both young. I'm 26, you are...
25?
25. All goes well, we could look to have 50 more years together.
No!
Say 2,500 weeks. Now, if you multiply that by 100, you see, at the present course, in our joint lives, you're going to force me to say no thank you, Eustasia, 250,000 times more than is necessary.
Nicholas!
I was just wondering if we could come to some arrangement, that's all.
Cruel! Together, darling!
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it. Nicholas is sorry, dear. Please forgive me.
It's only because I love you so much. And you must eat.
Yes, darling, I know it is dear of you.
Ask any doctor. He would say you must eat.
Yes, darling.
You must eat.
Yes, darling.
I mean, what's a wife for if it isn't to look after her husband when he's ill and see that he eats?
All right, we won't speak any more of it.
Oh, and when you were so sick on that first day when we came here, and I took care of you, didn't I? Made you better, made you well again.
You did, darling. I don't think I'm not grateful. You were very kind to me.
Aww.
A little too kind.
Not too kind. I love looking after you and doing things for you and taking care of you and cosseting you. Oh. Leonard was never ill.
Leonard?
My husband.
Oh, well, I never thought of him as Leonard before. In fact, I've never met him, and I don't want to think about him at all, and I'd rather not talk about him.
Oh, no, darling, I don't want to either.
Yes, we've taken the plunge, and we're not going back.
Darling!
I mean, as a man of honor, well, I mean, you can't go back now. I took you away from there, and, well, here we are. Here we are.
Oh, darling, you aren't regretting?
No. I swear I'm not regretting. Eustasia, I love you. I've never been so happy. Aren't you?
Oh, for a moment there you had me frightened. I thought that maybe you were regretting.
No, never.
Oh, how right Mr. Latimer was.
How right indeed.
I mean, how little we knew of each other before you asked me to come away with you.
How little.
Oh, but this week has shown us to each other as we really are.
It certainly has. Oh.
And now, well, I feel safe in your arms and ready to face the world. Together!
To face the world together.
Oh. What is it, darling?
Nothing, just happiness.
Oh.
Good morning, my young friend.
Good morning!
Good morning.
And, so you're leaving me this morning?
Oh, yes. But we shall never forget this week, my dear Mr. Latimer.
And you've forgiven me for asking you to stay until you were sure.
Oh, yes, we definitely have. Haven't we, darling? I was just saying so.
Yes, about a minute ago, and 2 minutes ago,
And now you are sure?
Oh, so sure, Mr. Latimer. So very sure, aren't we, darling?
absolutely sure.
Well, I don't mean to rush you, but the car will be ready in half an hour.
Half an hour? I must fly.
Half an hour, we must fly.
Oh.
You may be interested to know I had 2 more visitors last night.
Mr. Latimer, you don't mean another lucky couple?
Yes.
Oh, you must let me see them, just for a moment, if only to tell them what a wonderful week this can be.
Oh, trust me. You shall see them.
I say,
Yes.
well, you see, Eustasia, she,
Oh, yes.
and, well, I'm a little bit,
Oh, yes.
and I was just wondering, maybe, half an hour?
Half an hour.
Better go get ready.
Oh, Nicholas.
Yes, what is it?
Cheer up.
What? Cheer up?
Yes.
Oh, God. Go get ready.
Oh, good morning, Dominic.
Good morning, sir. A very nice this morning, sir.
Yes, very nice-ish morning. I have great hopes for the world today.
That's the only way, isn't it, sir?
Yes, it is. Great hopes for the world.
Hey,
Oh, thank you. Let's see if anyone got married.
yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 20 happy people, Dominic.
Yes.
Yes. How was his lordship this morning?
Not very well, sir.
Oh?
Yes, sir. Carelessness on his lordship's luggage, sir.
Didn't it come with him?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Carelessness on somebody's part. Is there anything we can loan him?
Well, Joseph had loaned him a comb, sir. A comb he had as a birthday present, sir. But his lordship did not avail himself of the offer, sir.
Well, it was very generous of Joseph, seeing as how it was a birthday present.
Yes, sir. His lordship was on his last blade of his safety razor, sir. And very upset about the whole business, sir.
Well, perhaps a hearty breakfast would help.
Yes, sir. Breakfast now, sir?
Please. Oh, good morning, Anne.
Good morning, Mr. Latimer.
I hope you slept well.
Very well, thank you. Have you seen Leonard?
No.
Well, I was hoping to have a practice breakfast with him this morning. I've been thinking of things to say to him up in my room.
Well, then, you shall say them to me. Please.
Are you sure they're quite wifely?
Oh, well, think of what good practice.
Very well, then. Darling, coffee or tea?
Oh, no, that won't do. By now you know I have coffee, half milk, and 3 lumps of sugar. Oh, my turn. Omelette, fish, bacon.
Now,
Cookies?
now you're forgetting.
Oh, that's right, wait. Now I'm remembering. Toast with marmalade.
Wonderful, darling.
I knew she would like the marmalade. No wonder Leonard's running off with her. Thank you, my love. My love. Sounds very connubial, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. Please go on.
I was disturbed this morning as I glanced in the paper, my precious, before you came down. How do you like my precious?
It's wonderfully lifelike. I can't believe you haven't been married before.
Well, only once.
To whom?
Eustasia. Surely you haven't forgotten Eustasia.
I've forgotten you were pretending to be Leonard.
Thank you so much. I can't think of a better compliment.
How absurd you are.
This one, huh?
I do not wish to say anything against Eustasia.
Really, Leonard, I think we ought to leave your first wife out of the conversation.
Oh, that's good. You're going to want to get that one down pat. I imagine you're using that a lot. No, let us continue. I was disturbed to find in the paper this morning, my darling, that Beelzebub, upon whom I laid my shirt in the second race at Newcastle, in your shirt as well, has come in last. 5 minutes after all the rest of them.
My poor darling.
Poor is a well-chosen word. We're ruined. I shall have to work.
Will you know what I would like you to do, dear?
No.
I want you to take your rightful place in the House of Lords, giving great speeches and leading men.
My dear Anne, I am a peer, but I'm not a dashed politician.
I wish you were.
For you, I would do.
How absurd you are. Would you like some more coffee, darling?
To which I respond, a little milk, please.
Oh.
Thank you. You do realize this goes on for 50 years.
Why not?
50 years. Sobering thought. But let it not mar the joy that we are having at our breakfast. Let us go on to speak gaily. Tell me of any dreams you may have had, or any interesting thoughts that may have occurred to you in the bath or while dressing.
Well, Leonard, I did have a very interesting dream last night.
I am longing to hear it, my love.
Well, Leonard, you and I had run away together and had gotten lost along the Dover Road. And we found ourselves at a very mysterious sort of inn, run by very mysterious Mr. Latimer.
Latimer. No, I don't think I know the fellow.
Oh, no? Well, this Mr. Latimer told us that his doors were all locked and the great wall that he had around his property also locked. And he said that we must stay with him for 1 week to see if we were truly suited to one another.
Well, it's amazing what some people would dream.
It was just a dream, wasn't it?
Of course. What is so mysterious about the house? What is so mysterious about this Mr. Latimer? And as far as being prisoners in England, what, my good?
It is absurd, isn't it?
Perfectly ridiculous.
Well, the gates are open and the doors are unlocked. What an absurd dream.
Well, there's no accounting for what people will dream. I had an interesting dream myself last night.
Well, tell me all about it.
Picture this. A lonely home. Father and daughter living together. Father old, set in his ways, lost in his work. Daughter's only companion in books. A man comes into her life. He makes much of her. She is so grateful, so proud that she means anything to him. He waits until it is too late to tell her he is married. He speaks of an impossible wife, tells her that she is his soulmate, asks her to run away with him to see the world of which she has no knowledge. She goes. What strange things people would dream.
It's absurd. Can I have the car?
The car.
Leonard's car.
You wish to continue with the adventure?
Why not?
Why? That's a bit of a disappointment. Shall we say half an hour?
That will do nicely, thank you.
We must give Leonard a chance to have breakfast if he's crossing the channel today.
Will I see you again?
If only to wish Godspeed.
Coffee. Cream. There. Woo! Bacon. Bacon. Come here, piggy. Bacon. Toast. Oh, kippers. Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Leonard.
Good Lord. Oh, God, I didn't see you there.
Well, you were so famished. I hope you slept well.
Slept well. Of all the damn draftiest rooms. Yes, and what happened to my luggage?
Your luggage?
You never put on the car, you meant. What's it, Dominic says?
Well, we must look into this immediately. Dominic,
Yes, sir.
what is this about his lordship's luggage?
Joseph tells me there must have been some misunderstanding about his lordship's luggage, sir.
Did-
Very regrettable misunderstanding, sir.
Didn't it come with him?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Carelessness on somebody's part.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good, Leonard, what? Oh,
No.
my.
God.
Well, the least we can do is try to find you a handkerchief.
This looks nice.
No. It's a nasty cold you've got there, Leonard. It was wise of you to keep the dressing gown on.
Well, it was the only thing I had to put on.
What do you mean?
But your man, he just...
Oh, you don't mean to say.
Yes,
oh,
damn cat.
Dominic! Yes, sir.
What is this about his lordship's suit?
Owning a regrettable misunderstanding about his lordship's luggage, sir.
No, I don't mean the other 25 grey suits that his lordship wears. I'm talking about the grey suit he was wearing yesterday. I remember remarking to myself, what a nice... Wait. What a nice grey suit Leonard is wearing.
Oh,
What happened to it, sir?
I do remember the suit that you're referring to, sir. Joseph had the suit in his arms after brushing it, sir. And as he was checking the temperature of his lordship's bathwater, sir, Joseph relinquished your clothes in the bathwater, sir. A very unfortunate accident, sir.
Damn careless.
Carelessness on Joseph's part.
Yes, sir. I have already scolded him, sir.
Then I'll have to be shot.
Ah, you're right, Leonard. Dominic,
Yes, sir.
shoot Joseph this morning. And after that, make sure his lordship's suit is dry.
It's being squeezed out now.
Make sure it must be completely dry because his lordship has a cold. He says,
Yeah.
nasty cold. Are you prone to colds, Leonard?
First one I've ever had in my life.
Do you hear that, Dominic? The first one he's ever had in his life.
I do remember Nicholas and two other gentlemen had a very nasty cold, sir. There must have been something the matter with the room, sir.
The damn draftiest room I've ever been in.
Well, I wish you had told me this sooner. The room must be seen to immediately, and his lordship must have another room for tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Dominic.
Yes.
Well, I am distressed beyond words, my friend. But you know the old saying, feed a cold, starve a fever. You must eat, my friend. It was also a wise choice not to shave. The protection granted by the... Oh, my goodness. I imagine your razor was lost with your luggage.
Damn careless fellows.
Look, I shall loan you mine.
No, but I wish you would.
Yes, yes, yes. In the meantime, no halfway measures. You must eat.
Right.
Eat, my friend, eat!
Right.
Leonard!
Oh,
Oh, Leonard!
hello, Anne. That's good.
Hello. Please go on with your breakfast.
Morning.
What is it?
Oh, it's nasty cold. I don't understand. It's the first one I've ever had in my life.
Do you sneeze like that much?
Off and on. Yeah.
Oh. Please go on with your breakfast.
I don't mind if I do. It's a good thing for a cold, isn't it? Eat a lot? Hmm?
I know very little about colds.
Oh. Have you had yours?
Yes.
That's right. Have you tried one of these kippers?
No.
Yeah, well. They're excellent. I say this about Latimer's cook. She knows how to do a kipper. It's much more difficult than people think.
I know very little about kippers.
Not sure why, with science these days, why they couldn't figure out how to make them without bones. But,
What is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
I don't know why they have to have all those bones. Other fish seem to do just fine without them.
Dear, I should like to speak to you.
My dear, I'm listening. Fire away.
I should like your full attention if I can have it.
And all my time is yours.
Are you done, dear?
Um,
What else would you like to eat?
What do you suggest?
Well, let's see. There's omelet. I don't think there's any bones in that.
What's on the other dish? Ooh, kidneys. What are those like?
Well, you can see what they look like.
Have you tried one?
Yes, I had several. They were lovely.
Take a couple of those. And oh.
All right, you have your bread with butter, kidneys, tea. Is that it, dear?
Salt and pepper. Thank you, darling.
Salt and pepper. Is that everything, darling?
Yes, thank you very much.
I should like to speak to you.
Well, you're very mysterious. What is it?
Oh, well, there's nothing mysterious about it. It's quite plain and obvious. Only I do want you to grasp it.
Well, well,
Yes.
well,
The car will be here in a quarter of an hour.
the car.
The automobile.
But whose?
Ours, well, more precisely yours.
What for?
We are running away together, dear. It seems to have slipped your mind, but I can assure you that it is fact. We missed the boat last night, but we'll catch it, and then we'll take the train to the south of France, dear. You and I.
And what about Latimer?
Just you and I, dear. The usual number. Mr. Latimer will not be coming with us.
My dear, you seem to have quite forgotten that this Latimer chap has his prisoner here until he seems otherwise. I have not forgotten. I eat his kidneys now, but he shall hear from me hereafter.
Leonard, dear, have you been dreaming between all these kidneys and kippers and things?
Dreaming?
Dear, the car will be here in a quarter of an hour. Why not? It's your car. This is England. This is the 20th century. We missed the boat last night, but we will catch it this morning.
Well, Well, you know what I said. I told him last night, Mr. Latimer, that what business of this is his. And, well, it's a stupid joke, I think. Bad taste, too.
Dear, are you listening to me? I don't know how long it takes for you to shave and comb your hair and dress properly, but I think you should be thinking about it quite seriously. You can have some more kidneys another time.
Well, blast it all, I can't go like this.
No, that's what I say.
Well, it's funny. I don't have any luggage.
You've lost your
But
luggage?
it wasn't put on the car, the man Dominic says.
The humiliation of it. You have let yourself be humiliated by this man. You let me be humiliated. And just when I say I won't be humiliated anymore, you lose your
I
luggage?
didn't lose it, it just happens to be lost.
And you got a cold.
I didn't catch it, it caught me.
Well, what do you plan to do now?
As soon as my luggage arrives and I'm feeling better, then we should, carry on.
But meanwhile, you accept this man's hospitality.
Under protest. I should keep a very careful account of everything we have here. Everything we have here, and
Well, that's your third kidney. You better make note of it.
it just so happened I was reaching for a trifle more vacant. Keep a careful account of everything we have here, and then I'll write him a check for room and lodging as soon as we have left his house.
Well, you know, I've had 1 cup of coffee, and I had 2 cups of tea upstairs with a piece of bread with butter, and I've had 2 baths. I had 1 last night and 1 this morning. I think that's it. Oh, well, there was supper last night, but you wouldn't let me finish that, so I assume there'll be a reduction. Would you like a notebook and a little pencil?
Oh, come now, Anne.
Please, go on with your breakfast.
Well, look, I can't. I don't have any trousers.
What?
I said I don't have any trousers.
You're not going to say you've lost those
He
2?
dropped them in the bath. It was, and they're squeezing them now.
Whatever made you think you could get to the south of France, Leonard, without any practice? If you had an aunt who wanted to go to Hampstead, I'm sure you would miss the bus the first 2 or 3 times, and your hat would blow off in the wind, and at least a half a dozen times you'd find yourself in Hammersmith. But if your aunt was very anxious to make it Hampstead, I'm sure you would find it eventually. But the south of France, Leonard! It's just so audacious of you!
Okay, and you're being awfully unfair.
Good morning, Leonard. Here we are. We'll get you right as rain in no time. Oh, good morning, Anne. I hope you don't mind waiting while Leonard shaves. He wanted to grow a beard for the continent, but I convinced him that it wasn't necessary. The French accent would be plenty.
French accent?
I hope you don't mind Wednesday's blade. I used Tuesdays myself this morning.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Latimer, we will not be needing the car after all.
No?
No, poor Leonard is far too ill to travel.
Yeah.
So we'll be trespassing on your hospitality a bit longer. I thought you should know.
I'm thrilled. I'll have the maid unpack you.
Oh, no. I can do it myself. I'll hurry right back, Leonard, darling.
And now, Leonard, darling. To work! Come. Where are you going?
I'm going upstairs.
Do you think that's wise with that cold and all?
Damn it all, I can't shave down here.
Oh, we mustn't stand on ceremony when your life is at stake. You were just complaining how drafty that room is. And here we have a room with a nice, even temperature. See?
Well, Guess there's something in that.
Well, I know you've never had a cold before, but any physician will tell you that it is very important to stay in a room with a nice, even temperature. Come.
Well, all right.
Sit. You have everything you need. Yeah, will this mirror be all right? I believe this one over here is Queen Anne.
This will be fine, thank you.
Good. Then I shall leave you to her duty.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something about that.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Shaving.
What the devil do you think I'm doing?
Shaving. You got a cold? That's horrid, sneezing when you're all covered with soap like
I
that.
didn't want your company, and I don't want your comments.
Well, if it comes to that, I was here first, and I didn't ask you to shave in the hall.
Well, you'll find that there are reasons I find it necessary to shave in the hall.
Well, don't bother telling me. I know them already.
What do you mean?
You are the couple that arrived last night.
You are the couple that's leaving this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't see you.
Yes, you haven't tumbled to it yet.
Tumble to what?
Well, the fact that a week ago, there were reasons why it was necessary for me to shave in the hall.
You don't mean
Oh, yes.
you caught a cold.
Horrid, sneezing when you're all covered with soap.
They lost your luggage.
Certainly did.
That fella, he didn't drop your clothes in the bath, did he?
He did. Damn smart chap, Latimer.
Damn scoundrel.
No, he's quite right. One learns a lot down here.
Well, I shall leave his house at once.
What?
As soon as I finish shaving.
You mean you still want to go? Oh, there. I suppose you haven't been here long enough.
Well, don't you want to anymore?
Like I said, one learns a lot down here.
My dear fellow, what about the lady?
Well, that's the devil of it.
Well, as a man of honor, you're bound to carry on.
As a man of honor, ought I ever to have started in the first place?
Naturally, I can't give you an opinion on that.
No. I say, you want to be careful with that glass. The light's really not too good in here. I would go over it all again.
I am accustomed to shaving myself, thank you very much.
Just offering a bit of expert advice. You needn't take it.
Perhaps you're right. You. Curious creatures, women.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah. Spend your whole life trying to understand them and then, you're no further.
Well, a week told me all I wanted to know.
So unexpected.
It is so unreasonable.
What was it the poet said about them?
What didn't the poet say?
You know the one I mean. A woman in our hours of ease.
Oh, uncertain, coy, and hard to please.
Yes, I'll grant you that.
Granted me, sure they thrust it at you with both hands.
In the next two lines, he misses the point altogether. When pain and anguish wring the brow.
A ministering angel thou.
Yes. Yes, and it's a lie, simply a lie.
But, my dear fellow, it's the truest thing anyone's ever said. Only one gets too much of it.
True nonsense.
Well, apparently you don't know anything about women.
I don't know anything about women.
Well, you just now said yourself that you didn't.
Well, I didn't say what I said.
If you knew anything about women, you would know there's nothing they love more than doing the ministering angel business.
Ministering angel.
Yes, it's constantly a, oh, won't you have a little bit more of this, and won't you have a little bit more of that, and how's the cold this morning?
Really think they talk like that?
Dear fellow, how else do you think they talk?
Well, take my own case, for example. And here I am with a particularly nasty cold, the first I've ever had in my life, and I come down to have a bit of breakfast, not wanting it particularly, but feeling for the sake of my health that I have to try and eat something, and then what happens?
Oh, let me guess. You eat too much.
You, sir, you! I intend to leave your house at once.
No, you can't go like that.
Huh?
Get a bit of soap. No, the other side. There we go. Good man.
At once!
At once.
Yeah, you better go with us. We're, just going.
Thank you very much.
Right, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice little party.
Oh, and we are leaving. Why don't you go?
But I just finished unpacking, and you can't go like that.
Oh.
I believe this time she's talking about the costume.
Mr. Latimer, I insist on having my clothes returned to me.
Wet or dry, you shall have them at once.
Oh, but...
There we are.
Very good.
Finish your shave and we'll be done.
Fine.
Time then. Oh, be careful.
I still want my clothes.
That's an old blade. Be
Yeah.
careful. There we are. Anne, how are you this morning?
Very good. If Leonard would finish his breakfast.
Well, I know he takes so long to do anything.
Yes,
But here we are,
Yeah.
and we must take the rest.
Yes.
What do you say?
Right.
What did you say?
Yes.
Fine.
He's going to have his clothes if he's going to leave.
Yes.
That I shall check on. One moment.
Huh?
Don't go anywhere.
Intense.
Where are
Hello.
you? Leonard? Leonard!
Eustasia?
Leonard?
Eustasia! Well, isn't anybody going to say anything? Mr. Latimer, perhaps you should introduce me to Leonard's wife.
Oh, I am terribly sorry. Eustasia, this is Anne.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Leonard, this is Nicholas.
Oh, yes, we've met, quite old friends.
I repudiate the friendship. We met under false pretenses. Upon my word, I don't know what to say.
Well, then, don't say anything, old boy. Here we all are, and we've got to make the best of it.
Leonard! You have a cold?
He has a very, very nasty
Perhaps it will be better once you've finished your breakfast.
I have finished my breakfast a long time ago.
Oh, well, I must have misunderstood.
No, I was shaving.
Oh. Won't you sit down?
But Leonard, I don't understand. I mean, you've never been ill before.
No, I've never been ill before. But I am ill now. Very ill. And nobody minds. Nobody minds at all. This fellow Latimer inveigles me.
Inveigle.
I shall pronounce it how I like. By the time I stood up for myself. Yes. Stood up. You inveigle me here, purposefully give me a cold. You are entirely unmoved by my sufferings, instead of which you mock the very simple breakfast which I have forced myself to eat. You run away with my wife. At the time when I am ill and unable to protect her. And you, Eustasia, well, you surprised me, Eustasia. You surprised me. I didn't think you had it in you.
Masterful summing up. I hope you're all ashamed of yourselves.
But Leonard, how rash of you to think of running away with a cold like this. You must take care of yourself. Eustasia will take care of you now. Poor little boy, with a nasty, wasty cold and nobody to look after him. Mr. Latimer, I shall require hot water, mustard, and eucalyptus.
Immediately.
You see what happens when somebody who understands illness comes on the scene. The hot water, mustard, she has it all in her finger ends.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
A small mustard and water for his lordship.
Yes, sir.
It's to put his feet in, not to drink.
A rather large mustard and water for his lordship.
Yes, sir.
And hot water.
Yes, my lady.
And some eucalyptus if you have it.
As soon as ready, my lady.
Did Mr. Nicholas absorb
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Barely lived on that stuff.
No, I don't think there's anything else.
I say, what about a mustard plaster?
Oh, please, mind your own business.
Well, I think that's very unfair. After all, I had to have one.
Oh, Eustasia. Yeah, he had one, but that was...
Dominic!
Yes, sir.
2 mustard plasters for his lordship. We mustn't deny him any dead.
Thank
Run away.
Achoo!
Come with me, Leonard. Away from the frigid air. Lean on me.
Surely one can walk with a cold in his head.
Oh, no, trust me, it's very dangerous.
Oh, no, Nicholas, he's from experience.
Not that.
Comfy, darling.
Yes, thank you, Eustasia.
Oh, we'll soon have you all better.
Now, as Nicholas has said, here we all are and we must make the best of it. What are we going to do?
Well, leave me out of it. I can make my own arrangements. Excuse me.
Here, darling.
Thermometer for his lordship's temperature.
Oh.
That's it. That's my shoulder.
I think we'd better take it just to be safe.
You're quite large.
Certainly. And you're coming with the other thing?
I got run over by a truck.
Did you have the thermometer?
Oh, yes. Yeah, funny thing was, I rather liked it at first. Not the thermometer, all the fussing, you know?
Oh, a head cold's a wonderful thing. It finds you out. There's nothing better in the world, Nicholas.
All right, under the tongue.
Oh, I don't think I
No, don't try to speak.
I say,
Yes.
I say not so loudly. Well, what about it?
What about what?
I mean, where do I come in? As a man of honor, well, you see what I mean? I mean, I want to do the right thing.
Of course, Nicholas, we wouldn't expect anything less of you.
Which is why I thought if I just sort of slipped away now.
Oh, with just a small word of goodbye.
Hell, that's what I was wondering. Would anything in the nature of a goodbye be in good taste right now?
I see what you mean.
Not that I'm not just as devoted to Eustasia as I ever was.
No, but you feel under the circumstances that you might adore her from afar with more propriety.
Yes, God. See, I had no idea they were so, devoted.
Yes. The devotion might not last forever.
Right, which is why I thought I'd best leave right now.
Nicholas.
Well, I don't want to say anything against Eustasia.
There are so many people who don't want to say anything.
Look out, here comes Anne.
And you're just in time, Nicholas, needs your advice.
I say, shut up, we can't very well be...
Mr. Latimer, I went upstairs intending to get my things, walk straight out the front door, and find the nearest train station. But there are reasons now why I cannot.
You were leaving, Anne? I'm glad you've decided to stay.
But the situation demands that I stay.
Oh, bless the situation, Nicholas. I believed you stayed just to help you.
Oh, what is it, Nicholas? I'm Anne, by the way.
Nicholas. I'm very grateful, of course, but it's really the sort of question a fellow ought to sort out for himself.
Oh.
What Nicholas really means is, should he go out and try to find the nearest train station?
Oh, no, Nicholas.
There you are, Nicholas.
Oh, well, perhaps you're right, huh?
His temperature! This is a red-letter day in the House of Lords.
I say, do you really think I should stay?
Nicholas, I want you to stay.
Well, then I will.
109!
I say, what ought it to be?
98.
Oh, good Lord, I'm dying.
That was just 99. A little above normal, but nothing to matter.
Well, I would never have forgiven myself if it had been 109.
I say, it's all right. I'm going to,
Going to what?
Nothing. Going to nothing.
What Nicholas means is he is going to stand firm. He thinks we should discuss things and find out where we are.
Well, things aren't as they were, are they? I mean, I know Leonard was so ill, but we haven't seen each other much lately, and well, he's never been ill before.
Well, I mean, we ought to figure out where we all stand.
Absolutely. And at this moment, Leonard is sitting in the comfortable chair, which makes it difficult for him to discuss anything. Leonard, would you mind? Get up.
Oh no! We mustn't risk it. It could kill him.
Oh my.
Perhaps if we gather around Leonard.
So delightful. Well, Miss Anne, won't you please sit here?
All right.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Pardon me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I should like to begin the proceedings with a short speech.
I say, must you?
Certainly.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you were about to.
Now, as I refrain from speaking while Leonard had the thermometer in his mouth, you think the least he could do was listen in silence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by the oddest concatenation of circumstances, or as a less literate man might say, by a stroke of luck, two couples have ended up under my roof. I don't think we need to mention names. I believe you know who you are. Now I would like to turn our attention to the gentleman to my right. Well, this is the end of my speech, and ask him why he chooses to leave his devoted wife by his side to travel upon the continent. Of course, he doesn't wish to say anything against Eustasia. This stands well for him. But perhaps Eustasia wishes to say something against him.
You neglected me. You know you did. And when I was so ill.
Well, you were always ill, dear. That was the trouble.
And you were never ill. That was the trouble, you heartless ruffian. Why couldn't you have ever caught a cold? Come home with a broken leg, lost all your money, given a lousy speech in the House of Lords. I bet he never even lost his umbrella.
Well, he must have done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eustasia is a sweet woman, a kind woman, a darling woman. Tell me if I'm laying it all too thick. Thank you. Who must either be cosseted or be cosseted. And since she could not cosset Leonard, and he would not cosset her, hence the Dover Road.
Mr. Latimer, how well you understand!
Enter noble Nicholas. Oh, Nicholas.
I say, what's all that about?
Remember, everything you say may be used against you.
Yeah.
Please, come, speak.
I mean, there she was.
Lonely.
Exactly.
Yes. And her heartless beast of a husband. Right. Oh, no, fingers crossed, Leonard. Rioting all night in the House of Lords, leaving his poor wife to cry at home alone.
Well,
Then spoke up noble Nicholas. I composed this in my bath this morning. Then spoke up noble Nicholas, an Oxford man was he. I should compose a note to her and ask her out to tea.
well, you see.
Yes, well, I see. Well, I think that settles all of us.
Except for me.
Oh, well, I guessed at you, Anne. Was I correct?
Yes.
Now, as Nicholas has said, here we are and we must make the best of it. My house is open for those who wish to stay. My doors are open for those who wish to leave. Eustasia?
My duty is to stay here and look after my husband.
Well, that settles Eustasia.
Under the circumstances, I must stay here.
Well, that settles Anne. Nicholas?
I choose to stay here from choice.
Right. That settles Nicholas. And oh, my, what are we to do with Leonard? I believe that will settle Leonard.
I just went upstairs to get my cigarettes, and, I seem to have forgotten them.
How silly you are. There's plenty of them down here.
Well, I didn't really want to smoke after all.
I thought men always wanted to smoke.
Well, it, depends on what we're doing.
Oh.
I say, it has been rather jolly here the last 3 days, hasn't it?
It has been, hasn't it?
We've got to be such good friends, haven't we, Anne?
We have, haven't we?
And you've been rather nice to me.
Well, you have been rather nice to me.
I say, I should have gone, you know, if it weren't for you.
Well, I don't know what I would have done if you had gone.
Well, you did ask me to stay, after all.
I couldn't let you go.
I still remember what it was that you said that made me decide to stay. You said, "Please, Nicholas, I want you to stay." So I shall never forget that. Nicholas, I want you to stay. I wonder what it was that made you say that.
Well, I wanted to get to know you better. I wanted you to think of me as a friend.
Well, we are friends now, aren't we, Anne?
I think we are, Nicholas.
Friends.
Nicholas?
Yes, sir?
I want you to do something for me.
Of course, anything.
Well, I don't know whether or not I should ask you.
Oh, yes, of course you should.
Well, I guess we are friends now.
Of course.
Almost like brother and sister.
You shouldn't put it quite that way.
Well?
Yes?
Well?
Yes?
Will you lend me £10 2 and 6 pence till next Monday?
What? Lend you?
Yes. Today is Friday and I can send it off on Sunday. I know one ought not borrow money from men, but you're different, almost like a brother, and I knew you would understand.
I don't understand.
Oh, well, let me show you my calculations then. I have £5 3 and 4 pence halfpenny, but it costs £15 5 and 2 pence to get home. It's a shame the way that men always pay for things, and then when you really need money, you haven't got any. But I knew you would understand.
But why all of a sudden you...
It's not all of a sudden. I went upstairs to get my things, intending to walk straight out that front door. When I looked in my bag, I just had a little over £5. What was I to do?
Well, I mean, anyone would have lent you anything.
Leonard, for instance.
Well, no, not Leonard, but Latimer.
Mr. Latimer, the man that brought us here, locked us up here, and has been playing Providence to us. What was I to do? Get on one knee and say, "Please, dear Mr. Latimer, will you lend me £10 2 and 6 pence so I can leave your horrid house?" Really?
You've been rather nice to him the last 3 days.
Well, he is our host. That's different.
I think he's been rather jolly decent to us. He's certainly saved us both from making an arse of ourselves.
And you think I should be grateful to him for that? Does any man understand any woman?
Now, are you suggesting that I don't understand women?
I'm suggesting you lend me £10 2 and 6 pence.
Fine. I guess, do you mind all silver?
Not at all.
Why you're in such a dashed hurry to leave?
Why ever should I want to stay?
Why should you want to stay? Why do you think I wanted to stay?
Because Mr. Latimer's so jolly decent?
Here's £10 2 and 6 pence. Although I suppose, if you knew what I really thought, you'd refuse to take the money from me.
You didn't think that I'd fallen in love with you, did you, Nicholas? It's only been 3 days, Nicholas. To a friend.
To a friend.
Lent from a friend.
Lent from a friend.
Oh, Nicholas, you have no idea what this means to me. I don't know what I would have done if you had gone, Nicholas. You're so wonderful. Oh, no, please sit down, Nicholas. You've done enough. Goodbye, Nicholas.
Well, I'm damned. Well, I'm damned. Well, I'm damned.
Lean on me.
No. Do you want to sit here?
That's perfectly fine, dear, but you can stay for a while.
Thank you so much. Leonard isn't very strong yet. His temperature's up again today. You'll be more comfortable on the couch, dear.
Right.
So sorry to trouble you.
It's really no trouble at all. I was just leaving anyway.
Stay for 5 minutes. It's perfectly fine. You can have
Got to go upstairs and get my cigarettes.
you can have some of, well, if I had any. Which
No, I'm really good. I'd rather spend my own bread.
But you will come back, yes?
Right,
Come
whatever.
and keep us company. Perfectly all right, Eustasia. That's fine.
Another cushion for your back, darling.
No, thank you, Eustasia.
No, I can easily get it for you.
No, thank you, Eustasia. No,
There you are.
Fine.
Nice and comfy.
Horse company.
Now, are you sure that's all right?
Perfectly all right.
Anything else I can get you?
No, thank you.
Quite sure?
No, thank you.
Oh, another blanket for your knees. We don't want you catching cold.
Fine.
There you are.
Every single time.
Anything else, darling? I can get it for you at once.
I'm perfectly fine, dear.
Quite sure.
It's perfectly fine. Thank you.
No! A hot water bottle for your head.
It's perfectly all right, dear.
Well, you only have to say, dear.
Right.
Now, shall we talk or shall I read to you?
Read to me. No, talk.
Well, I was thinking when we get back to town. we
Read
should
to
be-
me, Eustasia.
Yes, of course, darling. You only have to say.
Read to me, Eustasia.
Now, I'll start from where we left off.
Oh, right.
Let's see. I marked the place.
Right. Go.
Well. Oh, yes. The sandy deserts of Arabia and Africa.
Oh, yes.
And then there's a little footnote. Yes, that's how I remember it. To sit and nod, I, Dion Cassius, 1 dot Izzy,
That's a Roman numeral.
P dot 833, and the speech of Augustus himself.
Augustus, right.
Well, that doesn't seem to mean much.
No.
Now you're comfortable, dear.
No, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you.
Quite comfortable?
Quite.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, then I'll begin. The military fame of a subject was considered as an insolent invasion of the imperial prerogative, and it became the duty as well as the interest of every Roman general to guard the frontiers entrusted to his care.
Good chaps.
Yes, good women too, without aspiring for conquests which might have proved no less fatal to himself than to the vanquished barbarians.
Yeah, smart chaps.
And then there's another footnote.
Oh, God.
Or perhaps it would be better if I read all the footnotes afterwards.
Oh,
What do
capitalize.
you think? Oh, or shall we take them as they come?
However wish now.
Very well. This is footnote 5.
Oh, God.
Germanicus, Suetonius,
Antonius.
Paulinus,
Linus.
and Agricola
Agricola.
were checked and recalled in the course of their victories. Corbulo
Close enough.
was put to death.
Oh.
What a shame. Oh,
Feel
are
sorry.
you liking the book, darling?
Well. Yes, dear.
It's nicely written, but I don't think it's very interesting.
No.
I don't think Mr. Latimer has very good taste in books. I asked him what his 2 most exciting books were, and he said Carlyle's French Revolution and Gibbon's Roman Empires. Funny, there are 4 volumes and 600 pages in each volume. We're on page 19 now.
Oh, God.
Now, where was I? Something about Romans.
These Roman empires.
Oh, yes. After a war of about 40 years. Oh, good gracious.
It is very long.
Ah, yes. Undertaken by the most stupid, maintained by the most dissolute, and
I'm not interrupting, am I?
No, wait, no, she's just reading to me. No, come, sit. Have a seat, let's have a chat, shall we?
I say, what are you reading? Carlyle's French Revolution?
Certainly not. Gibbon's Roman Empires.
No. Is it any good?
Fascinating. Isn't it, Leonard?
Yes, dear. Right.
Yeah, you should try Carlyle sometime.
Yes.
Oh, is he good?
Oh, yes.
Topping.
I must be dressing.
Oh, is that time?
Oh, no, darling. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow if you're feeling better.
That's what you said last night.
Oh, but your temperature's up again today.
It was probably just the excitement of the novel you were reading.
Yes, that.
Oh, but I took his temperature before I began reading.
Well, maybe last night's installment was still lingering about a bit.
Yes, I like that.
Oh, not tonight, darling. Just to please as Eustasia.
Right, dear.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Wolf. No, you don't go. You can change in 5 minutes. Come, sit. Sit. Let's have a chat between men, you know. Roman empires, you know, French revolutions and all that. Discuss things. You know. Talk about rights. You know. Nothing.
Curious creatures, women.
Amazing.
They're so unexpected.
So unreasonable.
Yes, we said that. Yeah.
I hate England this time of year.
So do I.
Oh. Do you go south as a rule?
Oh, as a rule.
Monty?
Actually, we were. I was thinking of Nice.
We thought with Cannes.
Canada? Not much there.
Well, it's the film festival, right? And, you know, just between us, strictly between us, I'm about fed up with women.
Oh, absolutely.
You too.
They're so unexpected.
So unreasonable.
Yes.
How'd you book your room?
You mean at Nice? Yes.
Nice. So would I.
At Cannes?
Yes.
Uncanny.
I say, what about it?
What? You don't mean
Yeah.
evaporate?
Yeah, quite quietly, you know.
Without ostentation?
Right?
I say, that is quite the scheme. And then we shouldn't waste the rooms. Well, rather just one set of them.
Well,
Yes, tell you what, I will flip you whether we go to Nice
yes.
or Cannes.
I don't have any coinage, do you?
I have one left.
Right. Ready?
Heads.
Do you mind going to Cannes?
Just as well, what do you say, leave in the morning?
No. We should go tonight. Don't want to miss the opportunity.
What, you mean leave while you stay just
I mean
dressing?
the opportunity.
Oh.
Stay at Dover, we'll cross in the morning.
Huh. You know Eustasia will be after us.
Nonsense.
Well, my dear fellow, apparently you don't know Eustasia.
No, I don't know Eustasia. Well,
You've never seen Eustasia when she's got someone ill to look after. She'll be after us like a bird.
I've never seen Eustasia.
My dear chap, you only had 2 days of her. I had 6. Good lord. Oh.
Leonard. No Eustasia?
I'm just the man we were looking for.
No, Leonard, don't shush Nicholas if he wishes to speak to me.
It's all right. Latimer's a sportsman.
You see what kind of reputation I have in the West End.
Okay.
So, what is it you wish to do? Run away?
No, I say.
However did you guess?
Well, his lordship's car has been gassed and ready to go for the last 24 hours.
Oh.
Awaiting a word from its owner.
Oh, by Jove.
And you're going too, Nicholas.
Yes, thought I'd best be going on. I'm very grateful and all, but can't stay here forever, you know.
I thought that maybe you and Nicholas is going to.
You see, I hope you understand that. When I'm feeling better, then we'll come back and we'll concentrate a bit, you know. And then, when you're ill or supposed to be ill, ask Nicholas.
Yes.
Leonard, why all these explanations? Who am I to interfere with the marital affairs of other people? You are leaving? Goodbye.
There's just the matter of Eustasia. She's not going to miss the chance to cosset Leonard just when she's really getting into it. She'll be after us like a bird.
You wish for me to keep her here?
That's the idea, if you could.
Well, how am I supposed to keep anybody here if they don't wish to stay?
How do you keep anybody here?
Leonard, I'm surprised at you. Of the charm of my old world and manners.
I doubt that keeps Eustasia.
Oh, no, you're probably right. Like, there's only one thing I can think of that will keep the devoted wife from the side of her suffering husband.
What?
Dominic!
Yes.
His lordship and Nicholas are leaving. I wished for you to have his lordship's car outside the gate and pack a bag for both of them.
Yes.
And please come back when you're done.
Yes.
Thank you.
What was it you were saying about the only way of
Oh, the only way to keep the devoted wife from the side of a suffering husband.
Yes. What is it?
Someone else must have a temperature. Someone else must be ill. Eustasia must have someone else to cause it.
I say, that's very sporting of you.
Sporting?
To sacrifice yourself like that.
No, it's not going to be me. It's going to be Dominic.
What?
Dominic,
Yes, sir.
have you ever been ill a day in your life?
Never, sir, but barring a slight nagging pain in my...
Thank you very much. It's very difficult to cause it a pain in the...
I say, have a seat, please. Could you perhaps pretend to be ill?
What object, sir?
Yes. Well, you see what this means is.
Her ladyship is working on her nursing certificate. She's already cured 2 cases of nagging nasal cathara involving ranges in temperature. And if she cures 1 more case, she'll receive not only her nursing certificate, but a gold medal from the Royal Therapeutic Society.
Exactly what he said.
And you wish me to be the 3rd case, sir?
That's the idea.
And be nursed well by her ladyship, sir?
Such would be your inestimable privilege.
I'm afraid I must respectfully decline the office.
I say, do be a sport.
Yes, you see, you should not. What it means to say is that you shouldn't lose.
What his lordship is trying to say is that not only would your mental and spiritual horizons be broadened by the experience, but that financial remunerations would follow.
A commission on the gold medal.
Right.
I'm afraid I cannot see my way, sir.
I say, do be a sport.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Fine.
Could have just said no.
That tears it. Unless you You wanted to have a go? Chance of a lifetime to learn all about the French Revolution.
So the Roman Empire?
Someone must do it. I'll do it.
Oh, you will.
I say!
Yeah, but you two must flee.
Oh, right. Go.
Oh, there's a good bit around page 12 with the French and...
Shush. I hear her calling.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, God.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Because of your obstinate good health, I'm going to avail myself to the opportunity. What malady might you suggest?
How about a nice sprained ankle, sir?
Well, I'd hope to be somewhat more creative.
You don't want anything that you could not stomach, sir. You don't want any issues with bread and milk consumption, sir.
Oh, goodness. I hadn't considered the bread and milk thing.
Yes, sir. Joseph was telling me about a condition his father had, sir. It's a sort of dryness of the mouth, sir.
Yeah?
It's called Eustasia, sir. Spelled with an X, sir.
With an X?
Yes.
Well,
It's a very original condition, sir.
yes, that might. But should we deprive him of it, though? I don't know.
Dominic!
That's her ladyship, sir.
Dominic,
Yes, I know her. Please do not allow her to enter until I've achieved a recumbent position.
Yes.
Oh, my aching. What? Oh, my aching. Throwing away my best materials. Oh, my aching.
What is it?
Head. Oh, Anne, is it you?
Yes, what is it?
Oh, it's nothing, just a touch of neuralgia.
Oh. Well, you frightened me with all of your moaning. Is it very bad?
It sounds worse than it is.
Well, I know how bad it can be. Father has it from time to time, and I send it away. May I? Close your eyes.
I don't want to,
It will go away soon.
Hopefully not too soon.
Aren't faces funny when they're upside down?
You have the silliest little upside down face.
Oh, do I?
Why are you wearing a coat on your... Why are you wearing a coat?
I'm going away.
Without saying goodbye?
I would have written
Postcard.
a letter.
Thank you for your hospitality sincerely.
Very sincerely.
P.S. I shall never see you again.
P.S. I shall never forget.
But you must forget.
Is it better?
It's just the same. In 100 years it will be just the same. Your hands will be tired, but I will be very good.
You will get a minute more, and that's it.
And then I shall run off to the pharmacist for 3 pennies worth of Anne's fingers. What is it?
Whispering.
Don't turn around.
What is it? Is it?
It's an episode from your past. It's gone. It's gone.
Thank you. I do thank you.
I've forgotten what you were thanking me for.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Yes, Dominic. I was having a touch of neuralgia, and man was making me better.
A stubborn complaint I've heard, sir. Forgive her ladyship for getting down tonight, sir.
Should we forgive her ladyship for not coming down tonight?
It's Joseph, sir.
Oh, poor Joseph.
Unfortunate situation, sir. Dryness of the mouth, sir.
I never thought of Joseph.
Yes,
Well, tell her ladyship that I am very grateful for her treating of Joseph, and tell Joseph I'm very sorry. Thank you, Dominic. Well, you can't leave now. You must chaperone Eustasia, my son. Are you leaving?
Yes,
Back to your father?
yes.
Let us say goodbye. Your fingers have made me think ridiculous things. Let us say goodbye now.
Goodbye. I wish you had been my father.
Oh. How old would you say I look, Dominic?
More than that, sir.
Yes, thank you. But sometimes I think I look a little too young. Miss Anne has just asked me to be her father.
How very nice of her, sir.
Yes. In order to avoid complications, confusion in the future, I think I shall take to wearing a long white beard.
Should be to order one from the store, sir.
Please.
Yes.
Oh, and don't go overboard on the length. And remember, I like the crinkly kind.
Yes, sir. Most successful weeks as a whole, I should say so, sir.
Well, one does what one must.
That's the only way, isn't it, sir?
Yes, indeed.
I say, is this an hotel?
Decade.
We're leaving